You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Wow, okay. If you're feeling like finance is moving at warp speed right now, you are definitely not alone. It's almost impossible to keep up.
It really is. The velocity is just intense.
Yeah.
We're seeing this convergence of, major market moves, founders taking big swings, and this underlying AI tech that's genuinely transformative.
Right. It's like trying to track multiple high-speed trains on different tracks, all converging.
Exactly. You've got IPOs heating up, this whole new world of agentic AI starting to handle actual money, and then the fundamental plumbing underneath changing too.
So our goal today is simple. Cut through it all for you. We're going to connect the dots between the big IPO stories, the AI revolution in commerce, and those deep infrastructure shifts. You'll walk away knowing what's really driving things.
Let's start with the founders, the ones actually making these moves in the public markets.
Okay, first up, Navan, the travel and expense platform. They've officially filed for their Nasdaq IPO. Symbol is NAVN.
And the numbers are interesting. Good top-line growth, right? $537 million revenue for fiscal 25. That's up 33% year over year.
Which is solid, especially now. But, and it's a big but, they also reported a net loss of $181 million.
Yeah, that's the tension. They've got over $1.5 billion in VC funding behind them, a big customer list, Pinterest, Lyft, names like that, over 10,000 companies.
So the play here is growth first, profitability later. That $181 million loss feels pretty significant for the public markets right now. How are they positioning that?
It's all about the tech, specifically their proprietary AI. They're really leaning into tools like Ava, their assistant, and Navan Cognition, their internal engine.
Okay.
They're basically telling the market, look, we're building the tools ourselves. Unlike maybe Ramp or Brex, they see this proprietary AI as the key to hitting better margins and efficiency down the line. It's a bet on their own tech speed.
A bet that AI fixes the unit economics, essentially.
Interesting.
And it's not just U.S. companies making noise.
Not at all. Look at PhonePe in India. Backed by Walmart, they've confidentially filed for what could be a $1.5 billion IPO.
Potentially valuing them at $15 billion. That's huge.
It is. And yes, they also had a loss, around $195 million last fiscal year. But the scale, you just can't ignore it.
What kind of scale are we talking?
Think about India's UPI system, that massive real-time payments network. A phone dominates it. We're talking 600 million registered users.
600 million.
Yep. And get this, over 310 million transactions daily.
Daily. That's hard to even comprehend. That's like almost the entire U.S. population making a transaction every single day.
Precisely. It's a different kind of scale entirely. And speaking of scale and market moves, we have to talk about Robinhood, tech hood.
Right. Joining the S&P 500 back in September. We've tracked their story here on The Vocal Technologist before. Quite the turnaround.
It really is. And what's fascinating is that year to date, it's the S&P 500's best performer, up something like 229%.
Wow.
It really tells you something about market sentiment right now. Strong financials, sure, but also rapid product expansion, growth in assets, growth in users. The market is rewarding that aggressive tech-led growth.
Okay, so the founders are making moves, relying on tech. Let's pivot to that tech itself.
Yeah.
Section 2, the Agentic AI shift. This feels like the really new frontier.
It absolutely is. We're moving past AI just being, a helpful chatbot. Now it's becoming an agent that can actually execute tasks, complex ones, including financial transactions.
Like the Stripe and OpenAI integration.
Yeah.
Instant checkout inside ChatGPT.
Exactly. U.S. users buying directly from Etsy, soon maybe 1 million Shopify stores, all without leaving the chat. That's a fundamental change.
So how does that work behind the scenes? Who controls what?
Well, they launched something called the Agentic Commerce Protocol, or ACP. Think of it like a standard, like HTML, but for AI shopping.
Okay.
It lets businesses sell through these AI agents, but still keep control over their brand, the fulfillment, the payment flow.
But doesn't that raise a big question? If the AI handles everything from finding the product to the final click, who really owns that customer relationship?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the ACP is trying to define those boundaries, ensuring the merchant Etsy, Shopify, still owns their brand experience. But the tech to enable this, it's already rolling out.
Like that POS transaction using MasterCard's new framework.
Yes, that was the first live agentic token transaction. And crucially, it uses MasterCard's agentic tokenization framework.
Which sounds fancy, but what does it mean?
It means it's built on proven rails. It's the same core technology that powers the contactless payments you make every day, tap to pay.
Ah, Okay, so it's not some experimental thing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
MasterCard is actively building the trust layer needed for all this agentic commerce to actually work securely.
And it's not just consumer stuff, right? Cities using it internally.
Yeah, that's significant enterprise adoption. They're rolling out agentic AI using models like Google's Gemini and Anthropic's Claude to 5,000 employees,
What kind of tasks?
automating complex, multi-step workflows, things like deep market analysis, translating compliance docs across languages. It shows these agents are becoming serious business tools.
And back on the consumer side, PayPal Honey is evolving too,
Right, just before Black Friday, they're shifting Honey from just a coupon finder.
which is already useful.
Definitely. But shifting it towards more of a commerce intelligence platform. The agentic features mean chatbots can pull up real-time prices, offers, links, right inside your chat.
So instead of me searching for a deal, the deal finds me while I'm talking to an AI.
Exactly. That's a fundamental shift in the shopping journey.
It really is. Okay, that leads us nicely into Section 3. Let's look under the hood. The digital plumbing, FinTech 3.0. How are things like distributed ledgers changing the back end?
Well, you're seeing traditional players adopt this tech to fix really old problems, like settlement times. Look at HSBC.
What are they doing?
They're expanding their tokenized deposit service TDS, which runs on blockchain. It started in Asia, now they're bringing it to the UK and Luxembourg.
Supporting dollars, pounds, euros.
Yep. And the goal is instant. 247 cross-border settlement for their big corporate clients. No more waiting for banking hours or cutoff times.
That's huge for global treasuries. Instant global money movement.
And that need for instant movement is pushing stablecoins into the corporate mainstream, too. Brex is a great example.
They're doing native stablecoin payments now.
Yeah, first global corporate card to let businesses settle balances or move funds globally using digital dollars like USDC instantly, zero cost.
Okay, so US tech, like Brex, is pushing hard on stablecoins. Is Europe responding?
Oh, absolutely. They're not just watching. You've got a consortium of 9 major European banks, Unicredit, ING, SEB, big names teaming up
To do what?
to launch their own regulated euro-backed stablecoin, planned for 2026, licensed under the EU's Makar rules. It's a clear move to counter U.S. dominance and maybe speed up a digital euro.
Interesting. A regulated, bank-backed alternative.
And even infrastructure players are getting in. Cloudflare just launched NetDollar, a USD-backed stablecoin for automated network transactions.
So if you tie all this together, tokenized deposits, instant stablecoins, new protocols, this is what people like YC and Coinbase are calling FinTech 3.0.
That's the idea. Moving past the old APIs, the plaid era, if you will,
Right.
towards on-chain systems built for instant settlement, truly programmable assets, and these AI agents we talked about having their own wallets and making transactions.
It sounds incredibly efficient, but ultimately all this infrastructure serves people, right? Let's shift focus in Section 4 to the consumer. How is FinTech addressing Gen Z and millennials?
Well, this generation is in a unique spot. They're often juggling debt, high living costs. It's tough. And research shows a really specific need.
What's that?
Especially for those with subprime credit. There's huge demand for, believe it or not, a checking account that actively helps them build or improve their credit score.
Huh. Not just manage money, but actively improve their financial standing. They want tools built for that.
Exactly, intentional financial health tools. So providers are experimenting with things like soft saving, really flexible reward programs, maybe different ways to handle debt payments.
And how does AI fit in here?
Crucially, Gen Z generally shows higher trust in AI for advice. So platforms using smart conversational AI to offer personalized guidance are really resonating and building loyalty.
Loyalty like Klarna is seeing with their debit card. The uptake there has been pretty wild.
It really has. Over 1 million U.S. signups in just 11 weeks. They even hit 50,000 signups in a single day in September.
50,000 in a day. Wow. What's the appeal?
It seems to be that flexibility, having the choice right on the card, pay now or pay later in installments. It gives people control over cash flow.
Makes sense. And Apple's not standing still either, right?
Yeah.
iOS 26 brought some changes to Apple Pay.
A pretty significant strategic shift, actually. They're becoming more bank-friendly in a way.
How so?
They launched a universal buy now, pay later interface.
Right.
The key is it works with any bank card.
Oh, not just Apple's own financing.
No, they've already got major players like Citi, HSBC, even Klarna signed on. Apple provides the smooth wallet interface, the front-end experience.
While the bank or FinTech provides the actual credit behind the scenes.
Exactly. Apple stays central to the user experience. Plus, they added other features like splitting payments easily among groups, converting reward points to cash in the wallet. It's about making the wallet indispensable.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, the pace is just relentless. We've got huge public market activity, agentic AI completely changing commerce, foundational shifts in how money moves globally.
It feels like we're breaking through previous limits, even compared to just 6 months ago.
But with all this speed and complexity, the trust factor becomes even more critical.
Absolutely. It's high velocity, high stakes. Ethical oversight is paramount.
Which brings us to that sobering reminder. The recent sentencing of Charlie Javice, the founder of Frank.
Yeah. 7 years in prison, over $278 million in restitution for faking customer numbers to defraud JPMorgan Chase during an acquisition.
It's just a stark reminder, isn't it? In the middle of all this exciting innovation and growth, basic integrity, ethical conduct, that's still the absolute bedrock. If that fails,
That damages everyone. It erodes the trust the entire system relies on, especially for founders trying to build something new the right way.
So, as we finish up today, thinking about this global race, US tech, European banks, Indian platforms, all trying to own the future rails of money. If everything becomes instant, tokenized, AI-driven, and trust is the hardest thing to build and the easiest to lose, what's the single most valuable asset any bank or fintech can possibly possess in, say, 2026? Something for you to chew on? Thanks for tuning in.
Spoken Tech for your ears.